CNN's Brian Todd is looking into this for us.
The first light is in honor of Matthew R. Alexander.
Delivering even more disturbing news in the wake of the mass shooting in their city, Indianapolis police announced that the 19-year-old man who fatally shot 8 people at a FedEx facility before killing himself had purchased the 2 assault rifles that he used legally in July and September of last year. That, despite the suspect's mother raising concerns to police about his mental state just a few months earlier and authorities confiscating a shotgun from him. The Indianapolis police chief told the New York Times authorities had not tagged the suspect under the state's so-called red flag law, which temporarily bans people who are found by a judge to be too dangerous from possessing a firearm.
It lets me know that there's a lapse somewhere in the double check system with regards to red flags. And so if you have an individual who's already had their guns confiscated, you know, there needs to be maybe a separate section within the statistical data that these people are now housed so that they can be readily identified and not get lost in the crowd, if you will.
This comes as the nation convulses from more gun violence over the weekend, including a 7-year-old girl shot multiple times and killed in the drive-through lane of a McDonald's in Chicago on Sunday. 3 killed, 3 wounded during a shooting at a bar in Kenosha, Wisconsin. 1 person killed and 5 others, including a 12-year-old, wounded by gunfire on Saturday as they attended a vigil for a shooting victim in Columbus, Ohio. 6 people injured when someone opened fire at a 12-year-old's birthday party in a New Orleans suburb. All told, at least 9 dead and several wounded just in weekend violence in 6 states. And since the Atlanta area spa shootings on March 16th, there have been at least 50 mass shootings reported in the United States.
When you see people getting killed, I mean, in this last month, it's just been horrifying what's happened. How can you say that's not a public health issue?
What also has health professionals and public officials worried is the idea of Americans simply accepting this kind of mass gun violence.
We must guard against resignation or even despair. The assumption that this is simply how it must be and that we might as well get used to it.
President Biden has in recent weeks announced some executive actions on gun control, including a measure to eliminate kits that people can buy to build untraceable guns at home. The president also wants to ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines and establish stricter background checks for gun purchases. But despite all the mass shootings that have occurred just since President Biden's been in office, there's little appetite among Republicans or even some moderate Democrats in Congress to enact stricter gun laws. Wolf?
All right, Brian, thank you very much. Brian Todd reporting.